He used to call me his greatest accomplishment, until the day he decided I was his biggest mistake. One evening, while dining with his friends, he lifted his glass and said with a smug grin, "She was obsessed with me, wouldn't stop chasing after me. Now she trails behind me like a little puppy." The table erupted in laughter. He looked proud of himself, basking in the attention. I smiled too, pretending it didn't sting, and took a slow sip of wine. In that very moment, I made a silent promise to myself. He would never get the chance to humiliate me again. He wanted to talk about obsession. He was about to learn what it felt like when the obsession walked away first. We'd been married for 6 years. I had shaped my entire world around him, moved across countries, abandoned a career I loved, and devoted myself to being the wife he wanted. That night, we were sitting on a rooftop bar in Barcelona, surrounded by his polished circle. Investors, lawyers, people who thrived on charm and cruelty disguised as wit. When someone asked how we met, I expected the usual story. Instead, he gave that sly grin and said, "She practically stalked me, kept begging me to go out with her." More laughter. I felt my chest tighten. Then he added, "Now she won't leave my side." My greatest achievement, right here. They roared again. He didn't realize I was laughing inside, too, just not for the same reason. I finished my drink, excused myself with a smile, and walked to the restroom. But instead of reapplying lipstick, I took out my phone and dialed a number I'd saved months ago. Elena. We'd met at charity gala, and she'd slipped me her card, saying, "Call me if you ever need a good lawyer." I hadn't thought I would, until that night. The next month, I played my role flawlessly, sweet, supportive, just a wife he liked to show off. Meanwhile, Elena and I were dismantling everything beneath the surface. I discovered that the villa we lived in had been purchased with money from my inheritance. Worse, he'd listed half his company under my name to dodge taxes. In legal terms, that meant half of his empire was technically mine. So I made my move. I froze our shared accounts, secured the house, and filed for divorce. When he returned home one evening, his belongings were neatly folded by the door. The locks had been changed. His business accounts were inaccessible. His car was repossessed. Then came the final blow. Divorce papers delivered right to his phone. That night, he called me 42 times. I didn't answer once. The same puppy he mocked had quietly been investing in his competitors for months. A year later, I owned 15% of his biggest rival company, now dominating his in every major market. He didn't just lose his wife. He lost his fortune, his pride, and his power. Now, he's the one watching me climb higher, haunted by the woman he thought would never leave. Not obsessed, just unstoppable.